So we're still talking about the partial variation. So this classwork was the classwork on 26th of February. Okay, this is the last classwork. 咁呢個唔係最新嗰個嚟嘅，應該26號2月26號個 classwork 嚟嘅。OK， 你記得 upload 翻上去啊，如果唔係我會計咗你 absent 嘅。OK， number 14. So it is given that t partly varies directly as s squared and partly varies directly as r. Can you see this? Partly varies directly as s squared and partly varies directly as r. So we have two parts. So we will let t be the sum of two parts. The first part is direct variation. So a times s squared plus the second part is also directly. So we use b times r. Okay, where a and b are not equal to 0. Okay, and then we will find two groups of numbers from the question. So when s is equal to r is equal to 2, t is equal to 4. Okay, so we want find one set of r s t numbers. And then the other set is s equals 5, r equals 5, t equals 55. So we will put this set of numbers into our equation one by one. Okay, so put s equals 2, r equals 2 because they both equals 2, and t equals 4 into our equation. So we get 4 equals a times 2 squared plus b times 2. Okay, and then we simplify term by term. 4 is equal to 4a plus 2b. And you can see that all the numbers are even number. So we may divide the whole equation by 2. So 4 over 2 is 2. And then 4a over 2 is 2a. And 2b over 2 is 1b. Okay, until there is no more common factor. So I will write the 2a plus b on the left and equals 2 to the right. And this is our equation 1. Okay, and then the second groups of number will be putting s equals 5 and r equals 5 and t equals 55. Okay, can you get this? And put into our equation. So we get 55 is equal to a times 5 squared plus b times 5. And then simplify term by term. 55 is equal to 5 squared is 25 times a is 25a plus 5b. And you just found that all numbers are multiples of 5. So we divide every term by 5. 55 over 5 is 11. And then 25a over 5 is 5a. Plus 5b over 5 is b. And then we will write 5a plus b on the left and the number on the right. And label this to be equation 2. Okay, so let me paste the solution here first. Okay, and then when you look at the equation, we found that the b terms are exactly the same. So we do not need to multiply numbers to the equation. We just do the subtraction of the equation. Okay, so using equation 2 minus equation 1. For the a terms, we have 5a minus 2a, that is 3a. For the b term, we have b minus b, cancelled. And on the right-hand side, we have 11 minus 2, that is equal to 9. And then we get a simple equation. So a is equal to 3. And then we just substitute a equals 3 into equation 1. And we get 2 times 3 plus b is equal to 2. And then 6 plus b is equal to 2. And b is negative 4. Okay? And then we have already found the two unknowns. Then we just write down the complete information of the equation. Therefore, t is equal to a times s squared becomes 3s squared plus b times r becomes minus 4 times r. Okay, that is the answer of part A. Can you get this? Then part B, find the value of t when s is equal to 1 and r is equal to 2. So when s is 1 and r is 2, then we just substitute these two numbers into our equation. T is equal to 3 times 1 squared minus 4 times 2. And then it is a pure number. So you may just use the calculator to find the answer. So it should be equal to -5. Okay, so that is the answer of part B. Very easy, part B. And then part C, same format. So when t is equal to -4 and r is equal to 2s， 嗱呢一度咧有少少唔同喎，係嘛？因為咧佢今次個 r 咧唔係俾個數字嚟嘅，係俾個 r 等於 2s 嚟嘅。咁你可以點做咧？咁冇嘢㗎，你咪照代入去咯。Okay, so substitute into our equation, and this equation, this one. Okay, t becomes -4 is equal to 3 times s squared. We do not have information of s, so we just write s squared. Minus 4 times r, and r becomes 2s. Okay, and then we simplify term by term first. -4 is equal to 3s squared minus 4 times 2 becomes 8, and the term is s. So can you smell that? It will be a simple quadratic equation when you move the -4 to the right-hand side. Okay, 0 is equal to 3s squared minus 8s and then plus 4. Can you get this? And this is a simple quadratic equation that you may use your calculator formula 1 to help you to find the answers. Right? So that is s, not x. Okay, and so I think it should be what? Let me see. So like this, yes. So s is equal to 2, or s is equal to 2/3. Okay, so you see that from the question. The question asks you to find the values of s. So there may be more than one answer from this question. And now we have got 2 answers, so it makes sense, right? Okay, I feel more secure when I see 2 answers in part C, because in the question it asks us to find the values of s. So there may be 2 answers here. So this is the answer of part C. Is that okay? 得唔得？嗱呢題好 typical 啦，好似 DSE 嘅題目啦，已經好似㗎啦，真係個難度都好似㗎啦。好，不過再睇多少少啊。咁啊 15， 睇多個。Number 15. So it is given that t consists of 2 parts. So we are going to let t to be the sum of 2 parts, right? Okay, so part A, we will let t be the sum of 2 parts. What are the parts? One part varies directly as p squared. The first part is this, and then the other part varies jointly as p and q. 好啦，呢度咧有啲新嘅字眼，不過其實咧就我哋喺第3個部分裏邊學嘅。Jointly 嘅意思咧，即係呢度咧係一整嚿嘢嚟嘅，得唔得？即係呢一 part 啊，第2 part 有 p 又有 q 嘅。OK， 咁呢度咧有冇寫話 directly 定係 inversely 啊？冇寫喎。如果冇寫嘅話咧，我哋要當佢係 directly， 係咪兩個都冇寫啊？兩個都係 directly， 即係冇份數啦。Okay, if the question did not mention whether it is direct variation or inverse variation, then we have to assume that they are direct variation. Okay, so we will let t be 2 parts. The first part is directly as p squared, so it should be a times p squared, plus the second part is varies jointly as p and q. Okay, and no inverse variation, so it is just b times p times q. Okay, so all multiplied together. Okay, and then where a and b are not equal to 0. Okay, and then we will use the group of numbers given by the question to set up two equations. So what are the group of numbers when P is 2 and Q is 3, T is 18? Okay, this is the first group. And then when P is 4, Q is 11, T is 52. This is the second group. Okay, so put the first group, P equals 2, Q equals 3, and T equals 18 into our equation first. So 18 is equal to A times 2 squared plus B times P, that is 2 times Q, that is 3. Okay, and then you simplify the numbers in each part first. 18 is equal to 4 times A plus 2, 3 becomes 6 times B. And then we just found that all numbers are even numbers. So we just divide every term by 2. So 18 over 2 is 9. And then 4A over 2 is 2A. 6B over 2 is 3B. And I will write the unknowns on the left-hand side and the number on the right-hand side. Okay, and label this to be equation 1. And then for the second equation, we put P equals 4, Q equals 11, and T equals 52. Okay, so 52 is equal to A times P squared, that is 4 squared, plus B times P times Q, that is B times 4 times 11. Okay, and then we just simplify the numbers first. 52 is equal to 16A plus 44B. And notice that all numbers can be divided by 4. So divide every term by 4. It becomes 13 equals 4A plus 11B. And then we will just write the unknowns on the left and the number on the right. And label this to be equation 2. Let me paste the solution here first. Maybe I do it here. 好，不過今次咧有啲麻煩。我哋見到個 A terms 一個係 2A， 一個係 4A， 唔同嘅。個 B terms 一個係 3B， 一個係 11B， 唔同嘅。所以我哋要倍大其中一條式，令到一係就係 A terms 相同，一係就 B terms 相同。咁聰明嘅你哋咧，應該一睇就知啦。應該倍大邊條式，去到令到邊個 term 相同咧？好容易睇啦，呢個係嘛？一個係 2A， 一個係 4A。我只要將一式倍大2倍嘅話咧，就可以令到呢個 2A 都變為 4A， 咁就令到佢一樣嘅話咧，我哋就可以用兩式相減啦。OK， 好啦，咁之後咧，我哋要做呢樣嘢咯。Equation 1 multiplied by 2， and then 2A becomes 4A plus 3B becomes 6B equals 9 times 2 becomes 18. Okay, so I label this to be equation 3. And now, from equation 3 and equation 2, we notice that both A terms are equal to 4A, so we are ready to use the subtraction on the equation. This time using equation 2 to minus equation 3. 2 minus 3. For the A terms, 4A minus 4A cancelled. For the B terms, we have 11B minus 6B. It becomes 5B. And for the right-hand side, we have 13 minus 18, which is negative 5. Okay, so B is equal to negative 1. And then we just substitute the value of B into equation 1. Okay, so we have 2A plus 3B equals 9. And then 2A minus 3 is equal to 9. And add the 3 to the right-hand side. 2A is equal to 12. And then divide the 2 to the right-hand side. And A is equal to 6. Is that okay? So we have found the values of A and B successfully. And then we just write down the complete information of the equation. Therefore, T is equal to A, that is 6P squared, plus B, that is minus 1. We do not need to write 1 times PQ. Okay, so that is the answer of part A. Okay, And then for part B, so that becomes easy because we just, when P is equal to 5 and Q is equal to 17, and then just put these two numbers into our final equation. T is equal to 6 times 5 squared minus 5 times 17. And this is a pure number, so you may just use the calculator to help you. So I think it should be equal to, let me see, 150 minus 85, right? And that should be 65. Am I correct? Okay, so T is equal to 65. Okay, and then part C. 又見到呢個字咯。Find the values of P when Q is equal to 13 and T is equal to 28. So we will expect that this question is going to have two answers or sometimes more than two answers. Okay. So, but what shall we do? We just put these two numbers into our equation. So when Q is 13 and T is 28, then our equation is T equals, that is 28 equals 6 times P squared. We do not have information of P, so just P squared minus P times Q. Q becomes 13. Okay, simplify the term first. 28 is equal to 6P squared minus 13P. And can you smell that? It will become a simple quadratic equation when you move the 28 to the right-hand side. It becomes 6P squared minus 13P minus 28. Get this? Okay, and then you may use the calculator formula 1 to help you. Okay, so let me see. So like this. Yep. Like this, yes. So I think the values of P will be 7/2 or P is negative 4/3. Okay, so that these are the two values of P. And it really have two values. Okay, and that is good. Is that okay? Finally, so there is a question number 16 on the next page. Yes, let us do number 16 also. Number 16. So it is given that Q consists of two parts. So we are going to let Q to be two parts. One part varies directly as P, and the other part varies inversely as P. Okay, so we have inverse variation. The first part is direct, so A times P. Plus the second part is inverse, so we have B over P. Okay, and then where A and B are not equal to 0. Okay, and we have two groups of numbers to be put into our equation. When P is 1, Q is 11. When P is 1/2, Q is 10. So just put the first group of number, P is 1, Q is 11 into our equation. So 11 is equal to A times 1 plus B over 1. Or 11 is equal to A plus B. And then write A plus B on the left equals 11 on the right. And this is equation 1. Okay, and then we have the second group of numbers. P is 1/2 and Q is 10. And then we have 10 equals A times 1/2 plus, careful, B over 1/2. Okay, and then 10 is equal to A times 1/2. When a number is multiplied to a fraction, then that number should be multiplied to the top part of the fraction. So A should be multiplied to the 1. That is A over 2. And then B over fraction becomes B times the upside down of the fraction. Upside down of the fraction. So it is just B times 2. That is 2B. Okay, because over 1 can be omitted. But now we have fraction, and we do not like fraction, And this fraction is not the only fraction on one side. So we cannot multiply the 2 to the opposite side at this step. So we need to multiply 2 to every term in the equation. 10 times 2 is 20. And then 8 over 2 times 2. The 2 and 2 will be cancelled. And then 2b times 2 will be 4b. Okay? And then write 8 plus 4b is on the left, and then 20 to the right. And label this to be equation 2. And then just paste it here first. And now, when you see equation 1, equation 2, we found that the a terms are exactly the same. So we are ready to do the subtraction on the index using equation 2 minus equation 1. So a minus a cancelled. And then for the b terms, we have 4b minus b becomes 3b. And on the right-hand side, we have 20 minus 11 becomes 9. Okay, and that is a simple equation. And you find that b is equal to 3. And then you just substitute the value of b into equation 1. Okay, so a plus b, that's a plus 3, is equal to 11. So a is equal to 8. Good. And then write down the conclusion. Therefore, q is equal to a, that's 8p plus b over p, that is 3 over p. That is the answer of part A. Is that okay? Then part B. Again, when p is -3, just put this number into our equation. Q is equal to 8 times -3 plus 3 over -3. And this is a pure number, so you may just use the calculator and find that it's -25. That is already the answer. Okay. Then part C. Find the values of P when Q is 14. Okay, so just when Q is 14, put into our equation. 14 is equal to 8P plus 3 over P. And this is a fraction, and it is not the only fraction on one side. So we need to multiply P to all the terms in the equation. 14 times P is 14P. 8P times P is 8P squared plus 3 over P times P. The P and P will be cancelled, so it is just 3. And can you see that? It is again a simple quadratic equation when you move the 14P to the right-hand side. So 8P squared minus 14P plus 3. Okay, and then you may just use the calculator to help you to find the answer. Let me see. It should be like this. No. It should be like this. Okay, so P will be equal to 3 over 2, or P is equal to 1 over 4. So that are the values of P, like this. Is it okay? All right, so please remember to submit your classwork to the MathApp web system, okay, before midnight today. And please be reminded that there is a new homework which will be due on this Friday. And again, you need to submit to the MathApp web system, okay? So those are easy questions. So please remember to do the homework, okay? And if there is no more problems, then I will stop here and you may leave now. Goodbye.